Vítajte, milí diváci, ďalšieho dielu z nášho obľúbeného Star Treku. Budeme pokračovať ďalej. No a oslobodzujeme našich technikov, ktorým sa tu podarilo husársky kúsok v predchádzajúcom dieli. Podarilo sa im utiec z tej jednej lodi, ktorú sme potom zlikvidovali pomocou fotónových torpéd. Ďakujem za potlesk. Máme tu aj túto, ktorá je vlastne tkun, dá sa povedať.
Thank you. I'm not sure one of my kind would have done for you what you did for me. I did not expect a show of mercy. I hoped, but you could have just as easily left me to my fate.
See, that's just one of the differences between Starfleet and you. Scions of the Flame. Our mission is to help when we can, even if that means helping our enemies.
There is honor in that.
Je zatknutá teda.
Now that we're safe on your ship, I think you were right to bring her. Things seem a little different now than they did in the heat of battle. There's more than one way to deal with messy situations.
You're not mad that I didn't release Ataska from her situation?
After all the trials we'd survived, maybe there's more room to hope for Ataska than I thought.
No, ten svedel názor. OK, zaujímavé.
No surprises here. But your shoulders separated. If you come with me to sickbay, we can get you fixed up in no time.
Thank you. I'll find you afterwards.
You two, check in at your stations. This thing isn't over yet.
Má vyklbené rameno? Či čo som to zle pochopil? Vôbec nevyzeralo, že by mal vyklbené, ale OK.
Tell me, did any crew from the Zelti survive?
Well, since the Lydian ships have no escape pods, I think it was just us.
I see. I thought so.
Je mi ľúto.
I had a partner on board. After this mission, she and I were meant to. Doesn't matter. All that matters now is making the Takan pay for what they've done.
We'll stop them. I promise.
Dobre.
You're really making us proud out there, Diaz. The lower decks don't get a lot of...
Opa! Opa, druhýkrát.
glory.
I'm just getting started.
Diaz.
Yeah?
Did you see our people over there? Miranda?
Kapoor, Hauser?
We saw Miranda and Kapoor, but they're bioformed. And as far as I know, there's no way to undo it.
That means they're not our friends anymore.
If they attack us?
We'll have to stop them. No matter what it takes.
Yeah. I guess we have to...
Musíme sa na to pripraviť, milí diváci. Čo tu mám nejaké kolečko, že každého sa musím niečo opýtať?
I can't believe it, but I'm actually looking forward to seeing Chobok. Not that I'd expect this kind of welcome from him, but I can just imagine the look on his face.
You know what? I want to see him too. It'll be nice to get one piece of normalcy.
I'm sure we can count on him for that.
I can't believe it! You evaded the Takan, ejected their warp cores, and lived to talk about it.
That about sums it up.
Tak to má
We're gonna
byť.
be teaching this at the academy for years to come. I mean it. Everybody's gonna learn how you pulled it off.
Well, what we did, you can't just teach that.
Maybe not, but I'm sure they'll try. I heard about Belle. Is Miranda?
As far as we know, she's still out there.
Well, I know Captain Rydek will do her best to get her back.
Hold on. Rydek? What about Captain Solano?
Bohužiaľ, tu sme zmenili vedenie.
Rydek had to take over. She's a hell of an officer, but none of us have been up against anything like this. No one has. Not in 500,000 years.
We'll just have to step up and work that much harder to help Captain Rydek.
It's gonna take all of us.
Dobrý deň, pane.
It is agreeable to see you again.
Is that so?
It was by no means a certainty that you would return to duty here.
No, it was not.
But it was my sincere hope you would.
Jaké milé.
It is agreeable to see you as well, sir.
I concur.
You should know your absence has left engineering terribly short-handed. During your sojourn, this department has fallen unacceptably behind schedule on both regular and irregular duties.
There's been a whole lot of irregularity going around.
I am stating facts, not looking for excuses.
Seems like you could use some help around here. We're ready to go to work.
I'd like to catch my breath for at least a few minutes, Carter.
Opa, tam je niečo poškodené.
I will assign you to one of the many pressing repair tasks. But, given your experience on board the Zeldy, I have suggested you join the senior staff briefing as we determine our next course of action. You can commence your maintenance shift afterwards.
Normálnu údržbu budeme robiť potom, vieš. Doplňam si to. Čo potrebujem? Neviem, jak sa to volá. Delutium, alebo čo to bolo?
I tended to an Illyrian earlier. Major Sarlet Arminta.
Ah, yes. I met him at the negotiations.
I never would have imagined I'd be here, on the same ship, working together with our oppressors. But now that I am, I can imagine a future where the Hotari and Illyrians are no longer enemies. I always hoped for peace, but it seems so far away. There's still a lot of bad blood.
Well, if there's any way I can help, let me know.
I'll take you up on that. It's good to have the support of a Starfleet captain, I'm sure.
Zatiaľ nie som úplný kapitán, ale okej.
Thank you, Tyler. I'll take it from here. We're almost done.
I have to brief Ambassador Spock in a few minutes.
Ambassador Spock can wait.
Nemôže.
You have some fences to mend. Personally, I'm against the needless destruction of innocent life forms, so I'm glad you transported the Draconian crystals onto the ship. But Lieutenant Bedrosian obviously feels otherwise. And right now, you need the full support of your bridge crew. Being an effective leader requires trust, but an issue as divisive as this can create discord.
I still need and value contrary opinions. I don't want everyone agreeing with me when they feel otherwise.
Oh, you'll know when Lieutenant Bedrosian doesn't agree with something. She's not shy about making her opinion known. It's been a chaotic last few days for everyone. You need to name a new first officer in preparation for what's coming. You'll have to work to regain Lieutenant Bedrosian's trust, but if she's removed from consideration, it comes down to Westbrook or Ermot. Obviously, there are pros and cons with each, but ultimately...
Prečo by som ju mal vyradiť? Ona sa rozhodne, či to príjme.
Westbrook has seniority and was hoping to be Captain Solano's first officer. Ermot has the knowledge and experience that...
Dáme ju. Uvidíme, čo na to povie pani doktorka.
To be honest, Lieutenant Bedrosian feels like the perfect fit for the position.
I would otherwise agree. But given what happened, that'll take some work on your part.
Nevadí.
You're as good as new.
Thank you, Dr. Duvall.
Always nice to have a captive audience. You really shouldn't keep Ambassador Spock waiting.
Captain.
I'll meet you inside.
Čo, chceš sa mi ospravedlniť?
I'm here to officially tender my resignation from the crew of the USS
Tak ty si
Resurgence.
dobrá, no.
I cannot in good conscience continue to serve aboard this ship. Not while the interests of the enemy take precedent over the safety of the crew.
Lieutenant, we both know how much we need your help and expertise for the coming conflict. I have no one to replace you.
I understand, Captain, and I apologize, but my heart is not in it any longer, and to stay would be a disservice to us both.
My door is always open if you change your mind.
I appreciate that.
Oh my god, to čo má znamenať?
We'll have Ambassador Spock via subspace shortly.
Thank you, Mr. Armand.
I'll notify Lieutenant Bedrosian we're about to begin.
That won't be necessary.
Petty Officers Diaz and Edsalar have first-hand experience with our adversaries. I thought it advantageous for them to join this briefing. I understand this is unusual, but I trust you have no objections?
Talk about moving up in the world. Not that I'm surprised in the least.
Excellent idea, Mr. Chovak. They deserve to be here.
Jak si podskočil?
What Diaz and Edsalar accomplished aboard the Zeldi is nothing short of remarkable. They're both to be commended, not only for surviving against incredible odds, but for helping our efforts against these scions.
You know, Carter deserves most of the credit. None of us would have made it without his help. We'd all be bioformed by this point.
There were way more people involved than just me. Not only Petty Officer Edsalar, but we had help from an Elydian officer named Arminta as well.
Interesting.
Ambassador Spock is ready for you.
Put him through.
Captain Rydek, your recent change in station certainly warrants mention, and I trust you to faithfully execute your expansion.
Ja za to nemôžem, takže...
Right now, we must keep our attention on the clear and present danger that lies ahead. The Takan and their warship. The closest populations are the Hotari and Elydian systems, and they are likely the first targets for mass bioforming. After that lies Federation space. I have advised Starfleet Command to send an impromptu battle group to intercept and assist you, but that will take time. You are our first line of defense. And with our shield algorithms compromised, we are at a great disadvantage. Of course, you know that as well as I do.
I'm glad to hear the battle group is en route, Ambassador. With what we're up against, we're gonna need all the help we can get.
And you will have it. Remember, our strength is drawn from our ability to work together towards a common goal.
Have we made any progress in finding a way to defend ourselves from the Aphilion's bioforming weapon?
Currently, our shields will not protect us, but I am compiling all of the information the away team gathered on the Zeldi and cross-referencing it against our own as well as Portal 6-3's methods.
The away team is sitting right here.
Čiže oni nás môžu bioformovať priamo na lodi?
So we know it's possible. So, what's the secret? How do we defend ourselves? Is there a weakness we can exploit? Something we can do to avoid getting bioformed?
As simple as it sounds, the best thing to do is to not get caught, whether it's one-on-one or the whole ship.
We avoided the Takan as much as we could.
But we saw the bioforming, and there's not much you can do.
I found something that might help. It's too soon to say for sure, but we've had some promising indications that Duridium can delay the bioforming process.
Duridium?
It's not a cure. It's not going to bring anyone back we've already lost. But Duridium is a cell stabilizer, so it has the potential to slow down the onset of physical and mental changes.
Takže teraz budú mať všetci to, čo mám ja?
Prevent them. And it might be the only ship in the fleet with this much Duridium on hand. In fact, a lot of ships wouldn't have any.
Doctor, you just gave me an infusion and didn't think to mention it?
I am the chief medical officer, and it was my determination that we need our captain. Now more than ever.
You should have told me.
That's beside the point. The amount needed to slow bioforming dwarfs the amount needed for your treatment. We don't have enough Duridium on board to protect the whole crew. We barely have enough to protect everyone in this room.
Sounds like it won't do us much good then.
The use case I'd suggest is that it could buy a little time for an officer or a small group to complete a task or mission. But it has to be taken at the moment of exposure to the bioforming mechanism.
Prepare a delivery method for this remedy.
That raises the question. What is the mission?
Assuming the Aphelion uses shields of some kind, I don't expect it will be easy to bypass their defenses.
We may not be able to block the Aphelion's attack either. But if they do strike, we know their weapon uses transporter technology. We might be able to backtrack their signal path.
Like we did to evacuate Captain Rydek from Tau.
Exactly. We could send an away team onto the Aphelion.
So we could destroy it from the inside.
I'm not exactly sure how, but that's the idea.
So it's like jujitsu. We use their attack and turn it against them.
That's the idea.
We'll keep thinking on it. I'd rather not have to take a direct hit to punch back. There might be some other way we can turn their strength into a weakness.
We'll need to prepare a boarding party, if it comes to that.
Petty Officers Edsalar and Diaz are the logical choices to lead any away mission to the Aphelion.
Aj, aj, aj.
They have already crippled one enemy ship. If anyone can do so again...
Zase ich budeme potrebovať do akcie.
This isn't like the engineering mission that took you to the Zeldi. Do you really have some special insights that a tactical team wouldn't?
Doesn't the fact that we're here speak for itself?
Just surviving won't be enough this time.
We found that only a Takan can operate their technology to its fullest. So, unless we want to try to do this with one hand tied behind our backs, we're definitely gonna need an assist from this portal guy.
I like that even less.
To sa dalo čakať, no.
Like it or not, that's the truth.
Yes. Portal should be part of the away team. There's no question in my mind.
If this is the necessary course of action, I support it.
I will compile all the latest data on the tricorders, just in case.
In the meantime, I want you working on ways we can combat the Takan tech. Shields, weapons, anything we can.
Nemôžeme zmeniť frekvenciu štítov a fázerov? To by sa malo dať.
Anything else, Ambassador?
I know this matter is in capable hands. Hold the line as best you can. Help is on the way.
Thank you.
Velice zaujímavá situácia, milí diváci, fajnoví. Máme toto.
I have faith in all of you to meet this moment with the urgency it requires. I expect all of us to give it everything we've got.
A prvého dôstojníka si koho vyberiem? To je problém, no.
Thank you, Petty Officers Diaz and Edsalar. You're dismissed.
While we have a quorum of senior staff, there is a procedural element we need to take care of. The Resolute command codes must be transferred to Captain Rydek for control of the ship.
Of course.
Computer, transfer all command codes to Captain Jara Rydek. Voice authorization Ermot, Echo 4 Lima.
Voice authorization Duval. Beta 2 Yankee.
Voice authorization Westbrook. Alpha 7 Tango.
Awaiting your authorization, Captain.
Voice authorization, Rydek. Alpha 3 Yankee.
Captain's codes transferred. The updated command structure is incomplete. Please designate a
new
first officer.
Who is the new first officer?
Aj.
The new first officer.
Počkaj, môžem vybrať vás dvoch? To je všetko? Ešte dám z tomu to teda asi.
It is an honor and a pleasure to name Commander Westbrook as my new first officer.
Thank you, Captain. You made the right choice.
Congratulations, Commander.
It's long overdue.
I know we've had our differences, but I can't tell you how much I appreciate this.
Computer, Commander Westbrook is the new first officer of the USS Resolute.
Awaiting voice authorization.
Voice authorization Westbrook. Alpha 7 Tango.
Authorization is now complete.
Now, if you'll excuse me, there's work to be done.
Nicely done. I think that went well.
No neviem úplne.
Could I have a word with you?
Je to sa hnevá.
Give me a minute.
Look, I respect your decision, Captain. Commander Westbrook has seniority, and I can understand why you might have felt pressure to promote him. But what I can't understand is why you would choose someone so clearly unsuited for the position. It's the very reason why Captain Solano chose you over him. Because he knew Westbrook as first officer would be disastrous.
I won't argue with you about it. You very well might be right. But I had to trust my instincts, and that's what led me to Commander Westbrook.
He may have been the expected choice, but that doesn't make him the best. Maybe I've had it wrong this whole time, but I thought we've had an excellent working relationship almost from the moment you first arrived. Yes, I was insulted when you didn't trust me with the information about Captain Solano being compromised, but I've always supported you, which is certainly more than you can say about Westbrook. He was always against you, especially with regard to Captain Solano. But I guess loyalty counts for nothing with you.
Look, I'll be honest. I can't do this without your help. You're one of the best officers we've got, and I need you by my side. Otherwise, we don't have a chance against Galvin. It's as simple as that.
And I'll be there when you need me. Just like I always have.
Troška je nahnevaný, no. Troška ma to aj mrzí, ale OK. Línia palby.
I don't understand. Giving everything she's got, but it doesn't make a difference. Something is actively slowing us down.
Keep trying. What's the situation in engineering?
I can't raise them. Internal comms are down.
It's the ionic interference. It's spiking again. If we reinitialize the central communications trunk, it should compensate.
If I may, Captain. Communications are critical to ship operations. I should go take care of this.
Go.
Teraz sa budeme hádať.
Enough time until Starfleet could send more ships. But it looks like we might have to face off against the Aphelion sooner than we might want. If it's just us, I don't like our chances.
Musíme preostiť.
Can't fight them on their terms. We have to be clever.
Čo je? To sa dá?
The Aphelion is closing on us, and fast.
Opa, to je troška problém podľa mňa.
We're being hailed by the Aphelion. Galvin demands to be heard.
Na obrazovku.
On screen.
Hehehe! Serus, kamoško. Long time no see, by som povedal. Dlho sme sa nevideli.
You thought you could run, that I would let you escape so easily after taking what's mine? How pathetic and predictable. At least you can take solace knowing you'll be a far braver Takan than you were as a cowardly Kobliad. Is it any wonder your people perished?
Hádam mu nepoviem, že vyhodí na flotil aj na ceste. Len možno podceňuješ ma.
You underestimate the lengths I'm willing to go to ensure you don't succeed.
Sadly, this is as far as you'll get. We both know I hold your fate in the palm of my hand. That I could crush you in an instant if I so desired.
A prečo nechceš? Nerozumiem tomu, prečo by si nechcel.
As much as I'd like to, you have another purpose to serve. As one of us.
Ide bioformovať, alebo čo ide robiť?
Red alert! Pandar, get us out of here.
Je to nejaký prelaknutý. Nakoniec zostane iba ja jediný, čo nebude tým zasiahnutý, alebo také niečo. Lebo ja mám tu delutium, či jak sa to volá. Zopár našich ľudí bolo zasiahnutých. No, tak to už sú vlastne títo, no. Tkonovia, kámo. Okamžite všetky preskenovať. To je v keli. To nie je dobré.
They were targeting the crew, not the ship.
Captain, we have to respond. Hit him in the mouth.
Fotónové torpéda.
What are your orders?
Fire photon torpedoes. Target the source of the beam.
Fotónové torpéda! Nič im to nerobí, do frasa.
The Aphelion remains undamaged by the photon torpedoes, Captain.
To nie je normálne.
Its shields are fully intact. It's too
Spravíme.
powerful to take head on.
Damage report from the lower decks.
I still can't raise them, Captain.
Could be that the system's down. Or that was the Takan bioforming ray. And there's no one left down there to respond. The Takan may already be on this ship. No way of knowing how bad it is yet.
Where's Ermont with the internal comms?
Comms appear to be coming back online.
System reboot in progress. I'll keep trying to reach him.
Good.
Here are your new tricorders.
Ďakujem.
Now go. Get to the transporter room.
OK, stále je to asi on, keď je tento pozdrav. Zdá sa, že tu sa celkom fajtí už. To teda nevieme, no, som úplne pomýlený. Tu sa všetci prefázerujú. Dúfam, že aspoň omračujúco si dávajú, alebo niečo.
You're coming with us?
A security officer told me your funeral, which I gladly accepted.
Your funeral? Tvoj pohreb?
Concentrated iridium doses. You need to take the dose as soon as you're exposed for it to be effective. Hell, take it right before if you can get the Takan to wait while you do it.
I'm having trouble locking onto the transporter path through the interference.
I've done this before. I have to align the transporter with the tetrametric signature. We need to tunnel through the shields.
OK, zvládol som to bez problémov.
We don't have enough power to make the jump. I might be able to divert power from the
side. The signal is now resolved.
Nemáme dosť energie, dám tam ruku a je to vybavené.
Time is running short.
Thanks for that.
No need. We must be on our way. I am Portal 6-3, Guardian of the Takon Empire.
Nice to meet you, Portal.
We're right behind you.
Do us proud over there. Ready to transport.
Energiu.
Energize.
Even to me, it's almost a shame we have to scuttle it. The galaxy has never seen a ship like this.
It is beautiful. I'll give you that.
Resolute, come in! We're losing cohesion. I'm gonna try to use my tricorder as a pattern enhancer. The signal's gone. Are they there? Did you get them?
They didn't make it.
We don't have time to mourn.
Takže sme prišli od dvoch ľudí, alebo jak to nemám chápať? Asi hej, že?
We have to get to the Cartabula and disable it.
Hopefully before the battle group shows up.
Get served up for the Aphelions' next meal.
I am saturated in Takonian power readings. I can't feel the source just yet.
This way.
Dobre, milí diváci, dúfam, že sa vám ďalší diel z tejto vynikajúcej hry páčil. Ďakujem veľmi pekne za vašu pozornosť.